that gives us the powers to go and dig and produce maize. Therefore, Miriam, that's it. That's the way I see it. I would create an infrastructure policy of economics, empower, widen the tax bracket, take more money by bringing in more people, make Kenya Airways airports efficient for more tourists to arrive, increase the demand in hotels, more people go to look for jobs, which are able to buy tomatoes. But if you say you are going to see a bottom up and the wheelbarrows are full of tomatoes in Kinyanga Road, who will buy them? That's my take. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, just on the NASA marriage, it has emerged that Raila made the surprise decision to pull out of the moribund coalition to engage new players without conditions from his current partners, who have insisted it was time for the former premier to back one of them for presidency. Samuel Tawish, were you surprised that ODM pulled out of NASA?
Thank you once more, Miriam, and the panel, and of course all viewers. Miriam, to answer your question directly, I wasn't quite surprised. Many times on this very platform, Miriam, you've heard us, of course, tell you that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is a great schemer when it comes to matters politics. At a time when you think he's been cornered, at a time when you think he's done completely, that is a time he comes out more rejuvenated, more revitalized, and more energized to face, of course, the challenges of time. And I think what happened, of course, yesterday is a testament to that effect, Miriam. And if the other coalition partners in the NASA formation probably thought by threatening to pull out or by actually making a good threat to pull out of NASA coalition, that they will be rendering Raila Odinga to be, of course, useless, as if I should put it that way, or not to have any impetus in as far as political say is concerned in the country in the run-up to 2022 general election, then I think they have surprised themselves, because most of these other players didn't quite expect that Raila Odinga was going to pull that very pleasant surprise, more so to the supporters. And I think if you read, of course, extensively the publications this morning, if you've listened to most observers and political commentators, everybody's saying this is a very good move. Dr. Masanga himself, he's come out and told you Raila Odinga has pulled that very nice card, especially on the other NASA principles. And I think this is the way to go, because again, there have been a lot of what appeared to be blackmail, what appeared to be coercion, what appeared to be threats coming from the other NASA affiliate parties, in the sense that they thought by doing this, maybe they will coerce Raila into submission, in as far as maybe promising or endorsing any of them for 2022 general election. Miriam, but I will want to say this as I sum up on this topic, that Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and Moses Wetangula should be very careful. Careful in the sense that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has foot soldiers, can penetrate and gain Raila Odinga, because the likes of Joho, who command a huge following in that place, still, of course, read from the same script with Raila Odinga. So I think in as far as 2022 formation is concerned, the only place that Raila Odinga can really have so much concentration and put more effort will be in central Kenya, and not actually even through himself. It does depend on President Uhuru Kenyatta, of course, a perspective on who he would want the people of Mount Kenya really to support, and he will have to persuade the people of Mount Kenya that this is the person I will prefer that you vote for, because I think in him, the interest of central Kenya and the interest of the greater Republic of Kenya will be secure under his or her leadership. And I believe, Miriam, as it is now open window freely for Raila Odinga's ODM to engage freely with any other potential partners in as far as the 2022 realignments are concerned. It was a good move for ODM, and I think the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and Moses Wetangula should now go back to the drawing board. Look unto the Kanus, of course, word the other day. They are saying they are not yet ready to pen down anything in as far as the Oka alliance is concerned, because they still have another commitment. They're still in another marriage, that is Jubilee, and they're working with Jubilee until when we are having another election. In itself, what does it tell you? they have been rendered useless. They have been rendered, of course, directionless, and maybe they just have to go back to the drawing board and have a new strategy altogether. And I think the strategy will just be how to come back to Raila Odinga and work with him in the run-up to 2022. I submit, Miriam.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Douglas Kirimi, did you see this move by ODM coming? Because I know I didn't.
Miriam, it is good that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga has been able to shed off the burden. It is good riddance to bad rubbish, because at the end of the day, Raila has been carrying these people, and we have been calling Raila to be able to shed off the burden. Raila now is a free man, so that each man that is serious about running for president, instead of threatening Raila Odinga as if he is their barometer or a parameter that they need to be able to accuse of all manner of things so that they can become president of this country. Now, it is about time for Kalonzo Musyoka, Masika Wetangula, Wycliffe, Musalia Mudavadi to call meetings in different parts of this country. Let them call their supporters. Let them go run on a Soro campaign. And also, Miriam, it is an opportunity for Raila to be able to reimagine and rethink his own presidential campaign, so that he can be able to work with the people, right-minded people that can be able to deliver something to him and also something to his coalition. It is about time, Miriam, when these people got serious, and it is also about time for Raila Amolo Odinga, for him to chart a way forward for his own ODM party. And also, it is about, Miriam, time for Raila Odinga to be able to go without a burden that he has carried for so long. People who are unambitious, people who have nothing to offer him, and the people that have always relied on the political back of Raila. Relying on his mobilization skills, relying on resources that he has been able to mobilize for all presidential contests around this country. Now, Miriam, a time has come for us to be able to separate the wheat and the chaff. This chaff that has been hanging on the shoulders of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga is about to be shed off. And yesterday was a complete separation of the people who have been hanging on the shoulders of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and himself. Raila, like I've said before, is a very formidable politician that Kalonzo Musyoka need not threaten, that Masika Wetangula need not threaten, and that Musalia Mudavadi combined cannot be able to beat. Politician that is to beat now is the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. I'm calling him now to go and cooperate with KANU, cooperate with the Jubilee Party of Kenya, my own party, so that we can have a strong coalition. Because in 2022 or in future, when if elections are postponed, Miriam, when we shall have elections in this country, not the smartest or the brightest politician will win the election. It is the broadest and the more accommodative and the strongest coalition of the willing, a national coalition of the willing that is going to win the general elections. I submit, Miriam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jevan Karanja.
Thank you very much, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers and the rest of the panelists. And Miriam, you're asking whether I was surprised by the move by ODM to withdraw from the NASA coalition. I was not really surprised because I know who Raila Amolo Odinga is in Kenyan's politics. He is very calculative and he strikes at the right time. You know, these guys in the other NASA core principles, they have been threatening Raila Amolo Odinga that, after them resigning or withdrawing from the NASA coalition, maybe they thought Raila Amolo Odinga and the ODM party will be submissive to the demands that they were making. But to their surprise, Raila Odinga has decided otherwise. And Miriam, you know, these guys, the likes of Musalia Mudavadi and the Kalonzo Musyoka, they have run for presidency individually. And Miriam, you know the number of votes that they gathered. And you know Raila Amolo Odinga can go to Western Kenya without the help of Musalia Mudavadi or Wetangula and get substantial votes that can help him win presidency. He can go to Kambani without the blessings of Kalonzo Musyoka and get some votes. But Kalonzo Musyoka individually can't go to Western Kenya. He can't go to Luo Nyanza, all in Pwani, and get the votes that Raila Odinga can get in those areas. And Miriam, you know, what Raila Odinga did yesterday, he has honored this guy because this guy have no options. As we speak, Gideon Moi is heading to is in a coalition pack with Jubilee Party. Therefore, Wiper and the ANC and Ford Kenya, these guys, they have their options has been reduced because they cannot run to Hustler Nation. Because when you go to the Hustler Nation and you look at the arithmetic that they have and you look at the structures that are in place, they already have a team that is loyal to Deputy President. They have the likes of Moses Kuria, the Hassan Omar of this country, the Rigathi Gachagua. Therefore, these guys will not sit plenty in any case where Tangula and the Kalonzo Musyoka joins their camp, because these guys are fighting to get the running mate position to deputize the Deputy President. Therefore, these guys, the option that they have, and I think the fate will have it, these guys, the NASA is dead, but the core principles are still alive in this country. Fate will bring them together. In any other outfit, these guys must remain with Raila Amolo Odinga or perish individually. But because Raila Odinga has something to give to them, Raila Odinga has positions that he can give to them. He can make them prime ministers. He can make them the vice presidents of this country. Therefore, that is the camp that they need to follow. Because if they decide to follow the deputy president, what will the deputy president make them in their political career? What will they gain by supporting the deputy president? The only place where they can gain immensely is by following the path of Raila Amolo Odinga. And because, Miriam, it is becoming clear that Raila Amolo Odinga, in some ways, Miriam, he is commanding some blessings from the state, Miriam. I think that is where the next government is. And any other serious contestant, especially these small people who have been threatening us, they will run for presidency. And when they do, Miriam, they are beaten to submission. They don't even get all the votes from their regions. They need to follow the path of Raila Amolo Odinga and the path of handshake, because that is the path that will take this country to prosperity. Therefore, ODM has done a very good thing, because they cannot live being threatened by small parties which even don't have the numbers, and they are demanding to be given an equivalent of what ODM is supposed to get individually. Therefore, that was a very brilliant move, Miriam. And you remember, as in 2002, coalitions were formed 3 months to the general election. In 2007, PNU was formed 3 months to the general election. Jubilee Alliance, the TNA and the URP Alliance, was formed roughly 5 months or 6 months to the general election of 2013. Therefore, when you look at this issue, it means there's a time for good coalitions to be put in place, rather than the NASA coalition or what Jubilee was. But there's time to have some good and big coalitions that win the presidency in 2022, Miriam. Therefore, we still have time, and the political terrain of this country will keep changing as we head to 2022 general elections. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I see a new viewer there commenting, Yvonne Isigi. Thank you so much, and a very good morning to you. Thank you for watching. We're also joined by Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. Doctor, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam. How are you and my fellow panelists?
We are very well, and we are on the subject of the NASA marriage. Yesterday, ODM also announced that they are pulling out of NASA. Were you surprised by that move?
You see, that's what leadership is all about. And you see, if you know that this behavior, someone wants to make you intentionally jealousy, so that he influences you, and then you find that the person you thought could be jealous moves ahead with his plans. For me, it was a strategic move where the Prime Minister says that after all, you have been clinging on my wings for so long, I can declare that the marriage is over. So those who will come must come with new terms. Personally, I wasn't, in fact, surprised, because they wanted to portray ODM as the one who's desperate and becomes jealous as a result. And that's why they had to pull the quick one. In fact, they pulled the quick one. What surprised me is that the other parties did not expect ODM to behave the way they did yesterday. And because you see, the other parties are the weaker parties, and that is what they didn't realize. For me, Miriam, in short, I wasn't surprised.
Okay. Thank you. And of course, Dr. Matanga, you already started for us the bottom-up economy, which we had a bit of a conversation about it yesterday. Doc?
Yes, Miriam.
Yes.
Thank you very much. There is nothing much to add, really.
All right.
There's nothing much to add from my side. I've told you, if you have 10,000 wheelbarrows of potatoes or tomatoes, you need capital to buy the tomatoes. Otherwise, the wheelbarrow will not function. Again, so you need capital. You need to expand infrastructure capital, inject capital in infrastructure, inject capital in power to purchase, have many people, open up social and amenities, that hotels where people go and work so that the tomatoes are consumed. If you are saying you are going to go to bottom up, to start from there, who will go to Kempinski? There are some people in Kenya who have never even been, who don't know whether Kempinski is in Kenya or not. Very few of us, Miriam, myself, and others, we are passed by. We have gone inside. But there are some people who don't know. So when you tell somebody you have a bottom up, and then you go and grow more potatoes or tomatoes on wheelbarrow, how will the tomatoes arrive in Kempinski? Who will eat them in Kempinski if they are not tourists sleeping in Kempinski? Will Kempinski purchase more tomatoes if there are no tourists sleeping because of bad roads, bad infrastructure, network, no unity? There is a war on the streets of Nairobi. Who comes to Nairobi when there is a war? I can see all of us are there, and I don't think there is any other explanation apart from that. The rest, you can read my article. It is very clear. Karl Marx created a communist socialist policy. Today we quote Karl Marx because it was workable. Karl Marx insisted that you can go to a factory and work and earn a living, then go back and purchase the tomatoes. Karl Marx said you can work on a farm as a farm worker, which is already established by capital. Who has capital here? You can't do away with capital. The owners of capital, South Africa today is in chaos because the owners of capital are white. Miriam, let's wake up. Is South Africa developed? Where is South Africa is developed because the owners of the capital manage it. You cannot create, when you start creating a bottom-up policy in any African country, you will see how shops will be broken down. Yes, you will see how people will vandalize those mansions. The Western Hotel will have no window panes. They will steal it. Those are the resultant policies of bottom. Because anything to do with bottom is a bottom. Where is the bottom? Is the bottom. When a Mzungu tells you take your bottoms away, it means there is bottom. Yes. The Mzungu doesn't say take your high. Please. This is, Ruto lies to people. He came with a word, hustler. Hustler means Malaya. Simple. And the people they have gone on saying they are hustlers. Are you Malayas? Malaya in English dictionary, hustler. Unatoka hapa, unamenyana hapa, wanakumenyea hapa, wanavunja huko, wanamalizia huko. So now he has brought us, added on top of hustler, bottom. You know why is he obsessed with other people's women? And the bottom up. Because no man who has a bottom up here. I don't know whether Tawish has a bottom up. Ladies have bottoms. Not men, not me. So why is Ruto obsessed with bottom? Then with the word hustler, movement, malaya. You know, the word hustler in English means malaya. Kulayalaya harot. Unauzauza. Nipatie hapa chonjo. Wanaonja hapa, wanakuonja huko, unaonja huyu. Sasa hustler is a very bad one. Then the deputy president is going ahead to bring another one. What is his obsession with this word? And some that surrounds something that every Kenyan is fearing to talk about. You know, when you bring Rose, this lawyer, good friend of mine of Kandara MP, Alice Wahome, she could not explain bottom hole because she is in a hole already. She has been fixed in a hole. So how is she going to explain Jamaica? Maybe there are younger experts here. Joseph Nachama studied some subject called humanity. Can you explain a hole when you are in a hole? Or you are whole yourself? You are whole. Uko bottom C. Hakuna uwezi kuenda kwa elders in the village and tell them, I have brought you a bottom. What I say, hey, what, hey. They will call you aside, say, mtoto, please, usizungumze hiyo mambo. Bottom up is something, connotation. An African will change it to look like it's a bottom. A Muzungu will say, take away your bottoms. It is both meaning this, meaning that, both of them. The words, whichever side you want to change, there's something that gives a human being you are talking to. Very suspicious. What did Tawish mean by bottom up? Bottom up. Hey? Huh? Even when you are going to have the first date with a girlfriend, then you reach a hotel, then you tell the girlfriend, you go and sit your bottom up there. Hey, this girl will walk to the toilet and you think she's coming back, she'll go home. Especially conservative ladies. Conservative ladies. There are certain things that I cannot say to Miriam because I know she's very conservative. If you attack her in a very terrible way, you will have a very big fight. Fail to bring him in court. It is worsening day by day. The more you fail to bring this guy to court, you have rendated him, you have abducted him, you have taken him. Bring him to court. If you want to solve the problem through the courts, bring him to court for a fair trial. Allow a fair trial. Agitation. The Nigerians, the Biafrans at the moment are at that stage. They want a state of Biafra. It's where the state of Tigray were. They kept on telling the government, you are treating us badly. The government told them, we shall treat you badly. What did they do? They retreated and picked up arms. They came, they have taken over the province. Not to stop there, they have expanded. It is not very far. And I want you, Miriam, to listen to me. And the panel. The coup takes place. In what might be cost effective.
He's the State House Director of Communications. So more nepotism More
You
nepotism
see,
and cronyism.
why do you go and collect why do you go and collect Mr. Tawish? Tawish will give you a bill of how much is collecting a news from 10 Downing Street, $20,000. Collecting Tawish here, smile a bit because you always do it to me.
So the daughter was supposed to provide physical and emotional support during the trip to the like, it's not even making any sense to me.
The daughter developed physical and
Was supposed
emotional
to provide physical and emotional support to the wife, like
to the mother. The mother is sick.
okay.
Miriam,
She should have
even me
stayed
right
home.
now.
She should have stayed home.
Yeah. No, we are on this show. If they tell me my wife is not well, I'll go to London.
No, but you understand the position of Chakwera as the president, not in a personal, He went
No,
there
but
in his capacity
He's
as
the president.
yeah.
Now you
It was not a
wanted-
family.
okay.
It was not a family affair, business.
Let me ask
It was an official. And he was not even
know.
supposed to go in the first place. It was supposed to be a virtual meeting. He was supposed to sit in Malawi, but President Kenyatta was required to be there because of what he was supposed to do. But Chakwera insisted to go because apparently
Chakwera was
the
invited
internet in
and
Malawi is not very
told-
good.
No, his
Public-
invitation, I've seen it. Miriam, as I told you, I am a Commonwealth journalist, a senior member of the Commonwealth Journalists Association in London for over 20 years. I have seen the invitation.
He was invited on a virtual meeting. He was invited.
No, he was invited physically. The people that were invited on virtual meeting is Kagame and the President Museveni, because they didn't, and the other heads of state in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
Jamani, wacha tuambiane ukweli. Let's talk the truth. The invitation of President Chakwera was attend the meeting personally. The invitation of that other tall guy from Nigeria was attend the meeting personally. Of Togo, personal. Togolese Eyandema's son was personal. Another president, people, the countries that Chikwete, President Chikwete, my friend, comrade, who is in London right now, ended up representing Tanzania as a former head of state. But Tanzania had the ambassador there. Madame Sururu, Sururu could not go because she had this vaccination of Johnson. She had not vaccinated. And therefore, there was nobody going to allow her entry. So Mr. Chikwete went for Tanzania. I've seen the letter. And I wish I had known that this argument was going to come this way, that there were people who had ambushed us, who wanted to ambush Chakwera, and hammer him. I would have come with documents. So there's nothing wrong with him being in the first family. Otherwise, we would not have married the king's children. Yes, I defend. Tawish, you know me on that one. When Kalonzo's son was going to be selected as an MP, why do you leave your own son poor and then go and elect? Are you Jesus? It was only Jesus who did things for others. But all of us now do things for ourselves first. Am I wrong? Even Tawish, even if you are in that position, you leave your wife in Malawi, is sick, going to die. Then you fly to London. The daughter came to sit with the mother when they are typing things in the house, when Chikwera has gone for a meeting. Is that
sick.
wrong?
The wife is sick, so I doubt she'll be working. That's why the daughter came to look after her.
I don't know where you have got this.
And initially, Malawi wanted at 61% delegation, and UK said no. So they had to reduce. Doctor, I want to I've been on this case for a while, so
I can see you have really dug down a lot of things.
I've been talking about it. I've been condemning it. So
no wonder I have not been listening to your African.
you should, Doctor. You should start joining me. You should start joining me.
I wish. Now I'll be paying attention.
They wanted 61 people. UK said no, so he opted for the 10 people.
Or that included his wife.
And his wife, who is not feeling well, so she's not working because if she's not feeling well, so he brings the daughter for emotional and physical support to the mother.
Hey,
that will not convince me. And you've tried to support that. I respect that.
I'm reasoning from the point of fact that he was told to come physically.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Very well.
Whom he chose to come with.
Yes.
Some of the wife works as a PPE.
But she's sick, so she can't work.
Yes. So the daughter works as a sister.
So the daughter came for physical and emotional support to the mother.
Yes, but the daughter can type.
All right.
Chikwera's children, all of them were educated in Scotland.
Yes.
Yes, they have British passport. They are not going to this.
I don't see this ending anytime soon.
No, there are some people in Africa we can criticize, but there are some I defend. Chikwera has his own problem.
Yeah.
But on this one, I am with him.
All right.
And meanwhile, as this goes on, we can see Kenya is now starting in a marathon. We can see very many people there. I don't know for women. Let's tune to that and let's see who can win this.
All right.
You know, when it comes to Kenya running, I always run faster.
At the Olympics.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Today we continue with this debate on Sunday, 2 p.m. Don't forget, ours is to speak our minds. Yours is to take what you like from our speech and leave the others to us. Don't hate us. We are not government spokesmen. We are an independent media house. If you want to be interviewed, we are ready to interview you. Anybody. Even I want somebody to tell Namdi Kani's lawyer to get in touch with me. I want to interview him to bring more light so that we bring this thing down and then close all the chapter of enmity and uncoordinated troop movement. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank everybody. Thank you, Miriam, today for putting a lot of cotton in your ears, not to hear some of these things. I have been very vulgar in some places, but thank you very much for tolerating me today. Yes. Thank you, Tawish. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, whoever is there.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.